living in Boulder vlog for 23rd. And I think the last time I did a video was like the 20th. That's crazy, just skipped 2 days. The problem was it took like a day to upload the video. It was 20 minutes long. I don't know if that was the reason, but the phone kept crashing. So then I restarted it and then it uploaded. And then I guess my sleep schedule was really screwed up, so I didn't manage to do the video because I was like working until I crashed. Right now it's like 2:04 p.m. and I didn't sleep last night. I got up yesterday, not long before it got dark. So I think tomorrow might be the day I go diurnal, because I stay up all day today and then I just go to sleep. The thing that I'm doing right now is like crazy time consuming, and I think I took too long. Took longer than I should have. I used a method that was too long. I'm making the Exceed 4000, and it goes in like this, and so that's complicated with Google Earth polygon tool, because you can only make stuff go up. They don't have the feature where you can make stuff go like that. So so if you want to make stuff do like that, you have to make stuff at different angles and then draw them so they do like that. So that's what I was doing with it's like an Eiffel Tower looking building, only squatter. And so I already built like the frame part, but I haven't made it 3D yet. But then it has got these 12 rings that go up it, and the rings I looked at the picture were 20 meters thick. Every 5 meters, and there's 25. They're like 250 meters thick. Wow. That's like a skyscraper. Are they really that big? I need to look, but yeah, because it's every 5 meters and there's 25 of them. 250. Wow, that's like a freaking skyscraper. Anyway, they're going up it like this, and at the bottom like a 45-degree angle, and then it kind of angles more steep. But so that's a lot of them, because there's 12 of them, 12 times 25. And then each of them has like a whole bunch of like things you have to do around. So it's just constantly and I have to make it, they're rings, and I need them to be the same width, and they're all different widths as you go higher, but I need them the same width in each ring, as it goes in like this, because I want it to look good from the outside, but it's also important to look at it from the inside, because I'm going to build up the inside. I think I mentioned this the other day, but there's one design of the Exceed 4000 on SketchUp. I think 2 people did it. Both of them had the inside on them. Like it's, but it made it ugly. I wanted the inside to be empty so that I could use my creativity. It's going to be the most creative project that I've done on Google Earth. Even though it's not my design of the building, it's the other stuff. So the way that I fill it up, because it's got this like basically the size of a city on the inside, and so I wanted to take advantage of that. Not make it boring and just have some big, cylinder thing sticking out. So so when you look up at the top from the bottom, you want it to look good, because you can see with detail all the stuff, or at least as you're going closer, the closer ones, and as you go up and turn around and look up. So anyway, and when you look down too, so it has to have the right angle. So I want it to look realistic. Can't remember if I mentioned this, but it goes high, so 13,149 feet or something. So that's different habitats for plants. So I wanted at each level of altitude to have its own highest plant at that altitude. And so the plant is planted around, I guess, on 2 levels, and then the middle level is the level of a trail, a path that goes around, and I'll have them to be at the benchmark distances, like 500 meters, 1K, 3 or 4K, or 5, 10K, 20, or I guess it stops at 10. Yeah, so, or at least each level have one, because it'd be trippy if you're way up on a building and you're going around some like really narrow pathway, and on either side you have trees. So it's like you're in a forest, only you're like 10,000 feet up, a skyscraper. And then of course I have the road that spirals up. But I got some, more ideas, and I mean to the point where it sounds so amazing that I have to make a screenplay. Absolutely have to do a screenplay. I mean, this would make the best movie. So let me explain the movie. So it's that building, and I explained yesterday how you can wingsuit off of it, travel 12 kilometers, 8 miles away from the building at a 2.5 ratio fall. I don't know how fast you go at that fall. On a wingsuit at 45 degrees, you go up to 140 miles an hour. But and I'm gonna make a map of it, a model of it on Google Earth by drawing the little guy every 100 meters as he goes down, and then do a video where you can look down. You can't make lines go down at that angle in Google Earth, but I've never done that, so I'm gonna see if it works. I did build the Enola Gay up like 13,000 feet high, a couple planes. When I built Hiroshima, and it's like you can barely see it, but I mean, it was awesome to have it up there and see exactly what it looks like. But with a wingsuiter, it might be even easier to see, even though wingsuiters are smaller. But you still might not see it that easily. But still, at a certain angle you can see it, to get the screen captures. But the idea is that, Atlantis, Plato said that Atlantis is 550 by 350 kilometers. And lo and behold, it's just 15 meters under the water. The island archipelago of the Andros and the Bahamas is 500 by 350 kilometers. Plato said that it was divided up into 10 states, each gods of the great gods was the king of each state. And so I assumed, and I wrote then you can download it into my Atlantis off of Google Earth right now and check it out. But I made 10 states on the island, and each state has its own capital city. Atlantis is about 20 kilometers in diameter, and the other capital cities are smaller, and maybe like 8 kilometers in diameter or something, 10 or something. Oh, wait, no. If Atlantis is 20, yeah, these are going to be like 10 or 15 kilometers in diameter. But one of them was smaller because I built it on the narrow part of the island because it's shaped like a horseshoe. And the smaller one I made 6 kilometers, and that's what the Exceed 4,000 is. So it's like magic. Well, it was slightly, like barely. It was like 95%. It was like 105% of 6 kilometers across. It was crazy. So I put that there. But the Exceed 4,000 isn't the only concept Gigantic building. There's another one. The Japanese from Tokyo invented the Exceed 4,000, and then they also invented this. Their idea was to put it in the Bay of Tokyo, so to alleviate space and and help for natural disasters that they have there. And to be able to make their big skyscraper because they can't because they're on sand. But they also designed another Gigantic building, a pyramid, which is like 100 of the Great Pyramids of Giza stacked on top of each other to make some big super pyramid. And they're even going to structure it that way with the the frames, and then have like 1 million people live in it or something. And I think I'm going to build that. I can't remember how high it is, but it's like 2K high or something. It's like crazy high, and I think that's how high the pyramids on Mars are. Because I want to. So anyway, there's one, and then there's the Tokyo Tower of Babel, which is 10,000 meters high. But I saw two maps of it. I mean, two models of it. One of them was really wide and looked like frames, but the other one looked like a tower. And I haven't decided which one I want to make. I think I want to make the tower just because they're both ridiculous, and because it looks more like a tower. It's prettier. And that'd be trippier to think about something be that big. So anyways, I'm going to build those other big buildings on my Atlantis. Why not? Because the cities are really big, and just make them as their centerpiece buildings. And because I don't think the base of the other ones are quite as big as Exceed, so I want to take up everything. But the thing is, or at least another one, because the thing is if you space them out, they would be within range of gliding. A lot of them would be within range of maybe 12K. You could wingsuit to one, and of course maybe there's, but with my idea, you can do gliders off of it too. So, and gliders get a much better ratio, sometimes a very good ratio. Like, yeah, I didn't calculate it yet, but you could glide from one capital city to the next. And then you can, and so you just have, and they each have their own glider, so they keep replenishing gliders. So a glider comes in, and then to get it to the top of the Exceed 4000, or maybe they all have Exceed 4000s. Maybe that's what it is. They should all be designed the same. But because you just take the glider to the center of the building, and then it has a cable that goes down. It picks up the glider, and they're really light, so it's not so hard. In fact, maybe, you just do it with weights. You have this really weak electric motor that very slowly, with hydraulic gears, with the really low gears, so slowly tugs this weight all the way to the top of the building. And the motor's powered by solar panels on the side of the building and wind turbines all over the building. It's another advantage of having a big building like that, because you can put wind turbines all over the place, and it can be self-sufficient energy-wise. So then when the glider comes, which is really light anyway, you hook it, the cable to it, and then you release the weight. The weight falls, brings the glider up really fast to the top of the building, to the hole, and then you just hoist the glider out of the hole, put it on its little rail. You put your passengers in the glider. It slides down, takes off to its next destination. Goes to the next place, rinse and repeat. That's how you fly on your own. That's how you fly like airplanes in the air for people, like Airbuses. Just like taking the bus or the train. Only zero energy, zero carb emissions, zero electric emission, electric usage, zero anything, all kinetic power, just gliding. Same thing with when you want to do it by yourself, like bike riding, zero external use energy. It's all energy from your own self. Like you ride a bike, and you can do it in the air too. You just take the elevator to the top, and you just jump off the building, and you can glide to wherever you need to go. And it's safe. People think of wingsuiting as being dangerous, but that's because they slam into rocks. But with the Exceed 4000, it's the tower that's like vertical, so you just jump off. There's nothing to crash into. You're in free air. It's like doing wingsuiting out of a helicopter. So you just go, and then you pull your chute and land, and so you're traveling all over the whole country and commuting on your own power. And whether you want to bike ride or run, because I'm going to do the trail for running, I think, or bike ride or run, or then you could boat, because it's an island, like kayak or row. And then they have like rowboats for if you want to take the bus, the cruise liner. You just jump in the rowboat and they'll row you. But then the wingsuits, And so you could glide, and I'll figure it out on Google Earth, like, with the calculations, but you could glide probably from right across the straits of the water, because it's a horseshoe. And maybe you could even wingsuit across it. Yeah, I should put like a tower on either side for people to wingsuit across it. But yeah, like wingsuit towers. But yeah, so like if you wanted to travel from one end of the country to the other, to visit your family for Christmas, and all you had was a wingsuit because you didn't have the money to like pay the glider who would do it in one shot. You just go to the top of your building, you wingsuit off of it to the next building, go to the top of that building, wingsuit, and then you just stagger like 5 times or whatever, and you get across the country. And you can get there really fast because wingsuits are super fast and the elevators are fast. And, maybe, yeah, in the elevator, because it's such a big building, the elevators will pull you up on cables right to the top. And so just with one pulley, one circle, and then so they get humans up on the elevators too, just by unhooking the weights. The weight falls, the people go up, like regular elevators work. Only this is purely weight created, and but then that they're not used all the time though. People usually go up. Just the gliders are brought up, and that's only at night, not to get out of people's ways, and then they store the cable just on the side of the building because the idea is that the building's empty. So, but anyway, I mean, there's the idea is that I wanted to make a movie because just imagine all of those scenarios I described. There's another thing you don't just have to jump off of the building to fly to another building for wingsuiting. You could do wingsuiting in your own building because it's a really wide building. So it's 6 kilometers wide and 4 kilometers high. So it's, 2/3 of the way high is wide. So you jump down and then you could do a spiral wingsuit all the way down to the bottom of the building. So, yeah, I mean, this is taking forever. I said I was going to be done by Sunday, and it's already Friday, and it's layering these things, it's taking forever, and I was making a lot of mistakes because I did too many steps. I did measure the top and the side, and then I did on the other one measure the top and side for each one. It's like, why do each one? Just do the top one and the bottom one, and then just trace the ones in between. And that's actually what I did, and ended up what I'm going to do in the end. The ones that I did that way ended up looking a whole lot better than the ones where I traced individually. But but I think I'm glad I did that on the bigger one on the bottom. But I still have to correct some of them. So yeah, I have to correct some of them, and then I have to make them all the same width because it has to look realistic as it comes out. It has to be the exact width, and I'll explain the logic behind the dimensions. And it's a lot of work and it's dragging on. I don't think I'll get done today, and maybe hopefully tomorrow. But anyways, I'm prepared to go another week. But on Sunday, if I can, as soon as I get it erected. Maybe it'll be Monday, Sunday, I don't know. I'll put it on download on my main page. I think I'm going to put on the side this news section on my website just for new stuff that I do. But until I get it organized, but better. But I'm going to I don't have a problem at all. Keep working on this as long as I another week or two. Fuck it, and I didn't even know about this building. This is one of those projects just popped out of nowhere, but it's so amazing. It's so beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, they have to build this building because of the aesthetic and the quality of life aspect of it. A lot of people go, oh, big buildings, big monstrosity buildings. I think they say that because they're kind of more referring to just the general, toxicity of cities and, dirtiness of cities and stuff. But if you're talking about buildings, buildings are works of art, and a big giant building like that, people are getting more and more artsy with the buildings, putting plants and stuff on them. But a building like this is, I think, a beautiful thing to look at and something that people would want to live in because the views are so amazing and it's so beautiful and dramatic and beautiful and also all of the activities you can do: the bungee jumping, base jumping, wingsuiting, gliding, traveling around the whole country, flying on your own power with kinetic energy. I mean, boom, who'd have thunk of that? You can do it. Well, you can do it with these big ass buildings. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why it's not possible. We just figure out a way to make some maybe you do it out of, make some kind of big metal, Lego things, giant Lego things that you just screw together. you know, and then you would replace them one by one as they get older, so you never have to take the skyscraper down. You know, like skyscrapers are built to last forever, like the Empire State Building can last forever, because you can you know, I mean, if you don't tend to it, it'll fall between 50 and 100 years. But if you can replace all the little, this designed to be able to replace all the little bits and pieces, so you can keep it standing forever. Just kind of your body, you know, every 7 years replaces all its cells. Well, same thing with this building. You can just replace all these big chunks of metal, you know, and you can keep the building going forever. And you know, it's worth it make something that big if you plan on it making forever, and it's a signal sign that you plan on having your society go forever. You know, something that'll strengthen your culture. But you know, or maybe you could build it out of like petrochemicals or something. You know, and it'll be lighter and easier to build. But I don't see any reason why you couldn't build something like that just piecemeal. You know, because as it goes up, it kind of big circle. Maybe it can be sturdy enough to. And then once you get it finished, it'll be sturdy enough because it, you know, the capstone holding it together and all that with the downward pressure. That's why I think it can be hollow. But and another really cool thing that I noticed was Google Earth, because I was listening to people talking about, you know, terraforming Mars. They're taking it seriously. They're going to go to Mars on 2024, and the freaking spaceship's already built. It's a stainless steel spaceship that they're going to like put like ionized gas on it to make it like watery to keep it from overheating when they land it. And anyway, yeah, it's so soon. But so I looked at Mars, and Google Earth on Mars has got really good. It's like Google Earth on the Earth, you know. And I got the idea of like making a map of Google Earth on Mars, because I think you can. I forgot to look, but I think those tools are on it. Polygon tool on Mars, and Moon, and so yeah, rebuild the city on the moons on the pyramid on Mars. And and but of course I'm not going to do that anytime soon. That's like a project for way in the future. But yeah, just to design like what they're doing, they're terraforming. I mean, I traced the path of the rover that they did on there. It climbed up a mountain, and yeah, so you know, like make the world that was there before. I think there was an ocean, like rebuild the ocean and everything, and then rebuild it like how it is, how you think it'll be in 100 years, and then in the future, maybe you'll have like past life memories that'll like unlock knowledge. So I guess that's kind of what I feel this big building here is doing. So yeah, I'm gonna get back on this tracing thing until I get kind of groggy and go to sleep. Like yesterday when I woke up, you know, I was up until like can't remember, afternoon. And then I just like, oh yeah, I got up at like 8. And then I just crashed. And then I got up at 8. Yeah, so I think it was only 6 hours or something yesterday. But see, I'm just like, I don't even remember where I'm going to sleep and waking up. It's like this the first time in my life. It's like this is like a totally different level than what I'm used to. Like where I'm just working, because I'm so excited on this thing. I'm just working, and then I'm like, okay, tired, can't work. And I get on my belly, and then yeah, I sleep. And it's nice to, you know, fall right asleep. I was having insomnia before the summer when I was trying to ride my bike, and yeah, but just to work until you exhaust is awesome. I wonder if I should try to figure out how to do that with my bike, you know, like in the wintertime, start riding in the winter and just ride my bike on here. The problem is I can't ride past 10. My neighbors complain. So anyway, okay, wow, 23, 34. Okay, I'm going to, hopefully I get done with this today or by Sunday or whatever, but get done with these things today, you know, and have a look at it. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.